7,824 people recently turned up the picturesque North Sydney Oval to watch the recent standalone Women's State of Origin match. New South Wales Origin prop Rebecca Young, a veteran of many interstate clashes, was thankful for the wonderful atmosphere the large crowd provided. How was that?
Awesome. Unbelievable.
Played very well.
Thanks, Caroline. I mean, I knew we had faith in all the girls, and I knew out there that all we had to do was just do our individual jobs and we'd win the game. High intensity, probably one of the highest intensity games I've ever played. It was really fast, quick play the balls, and we just knew we had to just put our bodies on the line for each other and come through with a win.
Another pioneer in Young's former New South Wales and Australian teammate Lisa Fiola still plays for North Sydney, and this year she joined Young and Tarsha Gale in having junior girls competitions named after them.
That was kind of like a bit of a surprise, really. I mean, it had been talked about a little bit before, maybe a couple of years ago, but nothing really sort of eventuated, and I just thought, oh yeah, sweet, that's all good. And then next minute, oh yeah, there's a day comp, knockout comp I think it is, so I've been very blessed, you know. I mean, it's just, I don't know what to say about that, it's pretty unreal.
Fiola said the passion was there from every female player, even if women's rugby league didn't have the profile back then that it does now.
I think the highlight in rep stuff is doing the professionalism side of it as best as possible. So in the beginning it wasn't really up to the standards from what it is now, but still the girls, you know, mentality was always about doing the very best individually, and then as a team having that same passion and goal to represent your country or your state or whatever it is that you're going out there, or you're, you know, like just representing those high levels of achievements has been always the same drive. I think every girl has that same thing. They're on the same page. They want to win, they want to play for each other, and that's probably been the best about it.
A teammate of Fiola's at club, state and national level in Nicole Backhouse was instrumental in setting up the Forestville Ferrets women's team in 2007, and they're the longest running continuous women's side in New South Wales with their 11-year history.
I'd been living in Queensland for a couple of years and started playing my first senior football up in Caboolture. So when I moved back to New South Wales onto the beaches, I realised I had to drive about an hour to get to training or to play for any of the current football teams. So we just rallied a few of the beaches girls and started a team down at the club that my dad had been playing for and my brothers.
Backhouse said there is much more competition for spots these days than when she was playing representative football, and she certainly doesn't consider herself a pioneer.
There's a big difference between the sort of footy we were playing in, you know, Origin and Gillaroos back 10 years ago when I was playing to now come into it now where there's so much competition and there's so many young girls, you know, pushing for spots and playing such good football and just with a completely different sort of athleticism to them. So that, you know, it's super exciting. It's very good for the sport, and it's very good for, you know, us all individually as athletes as well. I don't feel like a pioneer. I don't know, like I just feel like there's so many girls that came before me and made me want to play football, like girls like Lisa Fiola and you know, Jamie Blazieski and that sort of thing, that you always looked up to them when you were young and you always wanted to, you know, play like them and achieve what they achieved, and then to think that maybe someone's thinking of you like that is a bit of a trip out and a bit surreal, I suppose.
Other pioneers have joined North Sydney and their feeder team the Ferrets this season in Lacey Shields and Emily Andrews.
I actually got a call up from one of the girls, Nutter, at the start of they just finished the pre-season, and I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to come back and play yet because I'd had a really bad injury where I broke my arm, so I just come out of surgery. So I got the call from Nutter, so I went over and had a train with the girls. Obviously I had to put on the Ferrets jersey, which was a big thing for me because they're always a rival club with me. But then I progressed through and I was finally selected with the Bears, so I've been lucky enough to play with the foundation club.
Shields fondly recalls playing representative football and in particular wearing the green and gold.
It's an unforgettable feeling putting on the green and gold jersey. Like, it's a moment that you'll always cherish. You know, putting that the coat of arms on you, wearing that coat of arms on your chest is a massive, massive deal. And a lot of the girls, they can't describe that feeling.
And you feel proud to be a pioneer, to be someone who's come before where the game is now?
As Em mentioned, I don't feel like a pioneer, but I still look up to girls like, you know, Tanya Norris, who are now involved in the NRL, but, you know, you still got Lisa Fiola involved. She's got a competition named after her. You know, those people, I want to be playing at that age as well as they do.
Emily Andrews, the youngest of the quartet, has rugby league flowing through her veins, with her father Michael Andrews being a South Sydney stalwart, and she remembers watching Shields and Fiola play for New South Wales while growing up.
I watched Lacey, I watched Lisa Fiola, and I got to the point where I was looking at them, I'm like, I can't believe that these girls can play football like this and no one really knows about it, because football wasn't big when I was younger. You know, you had to stop when you were 12 and then start again if you could, if there was a team near you. And then I went and watched them and I was like, I can't believe that this is going on and not many people know about it. It's ridiculous.
Tell us a little bit about your own background of playing for New South Wales and Australia.
I'm lucky enough to play for New South Wales in 2012, 2013. Got one game in with the Gillaroos in England, which is an opportunity and something I'll never ever forget, being part of that World Cup squad. I didn't get to play in the final, but just being there and being around it all, being around all those girls is unbelievable. Like, I honestly can't describe it.
All 4 women are giving back to rugby league as they help the millennials come through to grade football, and perhaps I should let my old Forestville and New South Wales centre partner in Lisa Fiola explain what it means to give back as a mature player for North Sydney in the State League, while also coaching the Bears feeder team, the Forestville Ferrets.
Probably, if anything, that's been the best part about it, because I've had girls come up to me and they go, oh, did you play with Tasha Gale? And I go, no, but Ray, she's a legend. Like, you know, she came before us and they're the ones that did it tough before us. And now looking back then, from when Tasha Gale probably started to when I started, or we started, and to where the game is now, just think, oh man, it's unreal for the girls, you know, especially at that young age, to have all that pathway and have the setup that they have. I mean, it's been unreal. Like playing for the Bears, the setup that they have there, the management, the staff, all supportive. It's almost like how we were back in the days for the Gillaroos, so it's nice.
And who's to say some of the young girls who cheered on their Blues and Maroons heroes at North Sydney Oval recently won't join the likes of their idols in 21-year-old Isabel Kelly and 17-year-old Rhiannon Ravel Blair in 8 to 10 years' time in running out with them in a Blues or Maroons jersey in the Women's Origin Arena as paid professionals, all made possible by the pioneers who trod the path before.